Hi guys, this is Michael from Insane YGO. As all of you realize, Konami released 3 new cards for the upcoming Structure Deck CYBERDARK successor. Let's get straight into it before we get a closer look at the new support cards. As Konami gave us the cards, they also released the artwork for the Structure Deck itself, and man, that looks really mind-blowing to me. With a new boss monsters, CYBERDARK and Dragon on the cover, this one is looking awesome. If you watched my other videos, you already know that this structure deck will come out on May 15th, 2021. So far, 3 cards are revealed yet, so let us take a closer look. First of all, we have our new big guy, the Dark Machine Monster, CYBERDARK and Dragon, with enormous 5000 attack and 3800 defense. For this monster you have to use CYBERDARK and Cyber and Dragon for fusion, or you can special summon it by its own effect, so let me read the text first. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing one level 10 or lower CYBERDARK fusion monster, equipped with Cyber and Dragon, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can equip one monster from either graveyard to this card. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of equipped cards equipped to it. So a giant if it comes to the field, but pretty hard to summon. To summon CYBERDARK and Cyber and Dragon by itself, it's not that easy, so it's even harder to get this big guy out. If you succeed and get this one on the field, it's not that easy to get over it. But it's bulletproof to cards like Infinite Impermanence or Forbidden Droplet, because it is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. There are several ways to get Cyber and Dragon and CYBERDARK Dragon to the graveyard, to use Overload Fusion or even Power Bond with the new card CYBERDARK Chimera, to get CYBERDARK and Dragon on the field. You could use extra Foolish Burial, but in this case you have to pay half of your life points, so it would not be the best choice to Power Bond this huge guy and die after the effect of Power Bond resolves completely. Or you could use Disciple from Nadir to get one of the fusion monster into the grave. The disadvantage is that you cannot special summon any extra monster after activating this card. So at the first look, CYBERDARK and Dragon looks like a support card for the casual players out there. But as we do not know the other upcoming new cards for the structure deck, there is a huge possibility that we will also get a new card which brings out this guy much easier than now. The next one is CYBERDARK Chimera, a Dark Machine monster with 800 attack and 2100 defense. You can discard one spell trap, add one Power Bond from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot use monsters as fusion material for the rest of its turn, except Dragon or Machine Cyber monsters. And once, if you fusion summon this turn, you can also use monsters in your graveyard as fusion material by banishing them. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one CYBERDARK monster from your deck to the graveyard, with a name different from the cards in your graveyard. You can only use each effect of the CYBERDARK Chimera once per turn. So this is our new Power Bond Searcher, and it's way better than Cyber Pharaohs in the past. For instance, you can use Power Bond the same turn you searched for it, and that makes it even better, you can use the monsters in your graveyard for your fusion. And with the third effect, you can fill your graveyard with your CYBERDARK monsters. I think that is a little tribute to Chimeratic Rampage Dragon, concerning to his name, the stats and the mill effect. And yeah, maybe it's also a little hint that we will get a new camera tech as well. For CYBERDARK Dragons, this support card is decent, because you will be able to do the Overload Fusion stuff without Overload Fusion. The only side effect is there isn't a generic CYBERDARK Fusion monster out now, like for CyberDragon Cameratech Rampage Dragon. For CyberDarkness Dragon you need 5 CyberDarks, and that's quite a lot, even with the support. And here it comes, this spell card Cybernetic Horizon. It reads as follows. This card is always treated as a CyberDark card. Send 2 dragon and/or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, 1 from your hand and 1 from your deck. Add 1 dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send 1 machine cyber fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this card, except machine monsters. You can only activate 1 Cybernetic Horizon per turn. So this card is absolutely phenomenal. Like Triple Tactic Talents, this is a 3-in-1 card, exclusively for Cyber Dragons. First you can send a Cyber Dragon or CyberDark from your deck to your graveyard, and the other from your hand, and then you can search for another Cyber Dragon or CyberDark monster. So that's your emergency. Then you also foolish your Cyber Ant Dragon or CyberDark Dragon to the graveyard. I'm pretty sure that this card will be played in both type of decks, because it has a lot of synergy between these 2 archetypes, and also is near to broken, because every effect of it triggers the next one. I can imagine some pretty cool combos with Cyber Dragon Hertz and CyberDark Cannon with it. And the important fact is that this card gives you the needed access to CyberDark and Dragon. I'm very excited about the next cards, which will be revealed and announced in a month, to boost this strategy even further. As I told you in one of my older videos, I'm expecting 6 to 8 new cards. From now on, I'm pretty sure we will get 8 new cards. You ask why? Well, I did the mathematics between the older structure decks and how Konami brings support to us. CyberDark and CyberDragon are 2 whole different archetypes so far. It was the same with Sacred Beast. Now Konami wants to fit them together, and Sacred Beast get 9 new cards out of its structure deck. So far, we know 3 of them. The Big Fusion Monster, the Powerbone Surger, and the Search card, which got the synergy between both. Now I will show you what 5 more cards I'm expecting for now on. As many of the Cyber Dragon players cried for a level 3 Cyber Dragon monster, we will get it in here to support the original archetype. Nevertheless, it could also be a CyberDark monster, which name is also treated as Cyber Dragon. In this case, you will boost both archetypes. And I think we also get 2 new traps. One especially useful for CyberDark and one useful for Cyber Dragons, or maybe both. Maybe it could be a counter trap, like Cybernetic Explode, which I talked about in one of my older videos. One thing is also for sure, it needs more than 1 spell card to get both archetypes together. Cyber Roar is a card then true style used in the manga, and guess what? It's an equip card. What CyberDark monsters do? They equip other monsters. So that would be a good way to release this card and make it a little bit more viable, that you can play 2 or 3 of it. I'm also expecting a card like CyberDark Fusion, which would give this CyberDark archetype a huge boost. The name Fusion is very important in here, because if you take a look at CyberDark Inferno, there stands If this card in its own possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can search one polymerization or fusion card from your deck. I could also imagine that this spell card could be a card like Clockwork Knight, but with a more cyber-related restriction. To turn all monsters on the field into machine monsters would be such a great feeling. Another card I showed you in one of my older videos is Cyber Legacy, with 3 absolutely overwhelming effects. Yeah, it needs some kind of restrictions, but getting out your Cyber Valleys to draw 4 cards is absolutely broken. Last but not least, so many people out there are waiting for a new Chimera-Tech monster. Maybe to get rid of all your opponent's spell and trap cards, or fuse with special summon monsters from your opponent's side of the field. Who guessed? All in all, there's so much more things we don't know about the upcoming support. In my opinion, these 3 cards, which are revealed yet, are a good start. Let us hope for even better cards to get out. But there's one thing left. If you make a comparison between all the other structure decks and the upcoming supports, you will notice many of them get also 1 or 2 new cards in the upcoming sets. That's why I think we will maybe get the Link 1 Cyber Dragon monster, which many of you wishes for, in one of the upcoming base sets. Let's stay tuned for this. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, please give me a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also write in the comments down below what are you thinking, what new cards are you expecting and how many. So with that being said, thank you for watching and we will see us in the next video. I'm out.